The tale of two leaders, Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, who has been the head of the Team Unity government for the last 5 years, and former Prime Minister and opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. How has each leader fared over the last 5 years, especially as the Federation edges to a general election in 2020? We sought the views of political pollster Peter Wickham, who assessed both leaders during an interview on Let's Talk St. Kitts Nevis, a radio show aired on SK Newsline's sister radio station, Voice of the Caribbean Radio. Mr. Wickham hailed Prime Minister Harris as a political victor who defied the odds to win an election leading Team Unity after years of being a senior minister with the Labour Party administration.
The main criticism that Dr. Harris has faced is the speed with which he has acted, and a number of us have felt that Dr. Harris has taken too long to do many things that he ought to have been doing far more quickly. The problem is that we can't compare him with Dr. Douglas, because Dr. Douglas has been leading a fairly strong single government. He went into coalition in latter years, but certainly before that, he was in a strong singular position where he was able to take decisions without having to necessarily consult. In the context of a consultative government, in the context of a coalition government, I think that Dr. Harris has been as strong as he probably could be. And the fact that he has walked slowly on some issues is a reflection of the fact that he understands that he can only walk as fast as his slowest coalition partner is able to move. And I think that that's a simple logic that has to be put on the table. So that's where he is. Those are the kinds of criticism. The idea of the strongmanism, Dr. Harris is not Dr. Douglas. Dr. Douglas was certainly a strong man type of leader. I think that that's the position that he presented. And I don't believe that Dr. Harris is that person. But what I can tell you is that for us who watch politics across the region politically, Dr. Harris's model of governance and certainly Dr. Harris's story is singular within the Caribbean in that he has served faithfully in one administration. He was rejected from that administration. He's crossed the floor. He picked up an association with leaders of the opposition, and now he's leading the government from the other side. I believe this happened in Montserrat on one occasion, where a leader decided he wanted to ditch his own team and he took up the opposition team. But the idea of a senior minister faring as well as he did is peculiar.
Mr. Wickham believes the Team Unity government has defied the odds for lasting a full term in office. In his opinion, if the Labour Party had made Dr. Harris the leader, the party would be unstoppable at the polls.
I continue to make the point that if Dr. Douglas had been minded to hand leadership over to Dr. Harris within the Labour Party, the Labour Party would have been unstoppable. Because if an individual can win office from the other side, certainly it would have been far easier for him to win office from the inside. And it also gives lay to a number of the arguments that were presented about why Dr. Harris could not be a leader of the Labour Party. Clearly, the public is not so minded because they voted for him to lead on the other side. And I think that speaks volumes about the campaign of propaganda that was run against Dr. Harris.
Meanwhile, Mr. Wickham believes opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas is the Achilles heel of the Labour Party.
The Achilles heel of the Labour Party, in my opinion, would be Dr. Denzil Douglas. Certainly the polling that we have done before now has shown that Dr. Denzil Douglas is the Achilles heel of the Labour Party. The feeling that he perhaps, as being Prime Minister for 20 years, could perhaps give way now to someone else is something that is still strong. The next generation concept that they have put forward is a fascinating one. And certainly as you look through the team, you can see certain elements of talent, of younger talent within the Labour Party. And I think the logical question that should be asked is, well, why not let this talent come to the fore now? You know, in our system, our Westminster system, it's unusual for a person to lose an election and then continue to fight another one, especially in a situation where that person has been Prime Minister for 20 years already. The question is then, if you have so much talent within the youth of the party, what are you waiting for? Give that talent the opportunity to come to the fore, let them fight the next election. In a situation where clearly your base is still very much with you.
Elections are constitutionally due in St. Kitts and Nevis this year, as February 16 marks the 5th year since the last elections. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.